Good evening, students. Welcome to one more session of your WOC, that is your World of Chemistry. So, World of Chemistry basically is a channel which is established for grade 10, 11, 12 as well as JEE as well as NEET also, right? So recently in the community tab I've asked which topic should I do next, correct? So most of them said you wanted organic reaction maps, so mind maps rather. So I have decided to do the organic mind map including all the chapters. So this is what I have written. See here, you're able to see this full organic chemistry mind map. This will cover everything. So please I request you all to take one how do you say, an A3 size paper, prepare this mind map and keep it on, stick it in your study table. Now let us start with the first topic. Carefully note everything and see that if you're not understanding anything, try to put it in the community tab, right? Put it in the comment section, right? So we have studied basically alkenes, isn't it? We started with the alkenes topic in grade 11th. Your organic chemistry starts with hydrocarbons, that is alkanes, alkenes and alkynes, and then gradually we go. Let's see. So here I have taken the chart paper so that it is easy for me to fill completely for you all, right? So here let me take out the caps. Okay, now let's start. So first of all, whenever we speak about alkenes, now let me first write that. We'll start this now. Here I'm going to take an alkane. Okay, done, right? Alkanes are there. Let me take an example of ethane, right? So this is your ethane. So what happens, first step, suppose if I have to convert alkanes to your alkenes. So I'm going to convert alkanes to alkenes. How can I convert alkenes to alkenes? So basically the alkene which I'm going to form is ethene. Now ethane, this is ethene, right? So here I can use a process called cracking. Okay, I can use a process called cracking. With which one? With aluminium oxide and SiO2 also. What temperature? At 450 degrees centigrade I can use this and convert it. This is fine, right students? Yes. Now to convert alkenes back to alkanes means if I have to convert it, just see here the reverse. Oh, right. So here what process you're going to do? Here we are going to use a process called that is you're going to break this double bond and convert or add hydrogen. So addition of hydrogen is nothing but reduction, isn't it? So which one, how do you add? I'm going to use, means add hydrogen in the presence of metal catalyst nickel, or I can use hydrogen in the catalyst with platinum. This is also fine. This is over. So alkanes to alkenes is over. Alkenes to alkenes is over. Right. Now further, suppose if I have to further convert, I can convert alkanes to alkyl halides. So this is your grade 12th, isn't it? So how can I convert alkanes to alkyl halides? So basically your alkyl halide, what is the formula? Let us write there. Alkyl halide, this is your grade 12th, that is your CH3CH2Cl. How can I convert alkenes to alkyl halide? I can use something called FRS. What is FRS? I can use something called free radical substitution reaction. FRS stands for free radical substitution reaction. What is required here? I am going to take chlorine in the presence of ultraviolet light. This is fine. This is over. Okay, done. Now gradually let us proceed further. Further, if I have to convert alkenes to primary alcohols, how can I convert? I can convert alkenes to primary alcohols. Okay, so primary alcohols, what alcohol you're converting or you're getting? Two carbons. So here also 2 carbons. So primary alcohol, how can I get? I can get alkenes to primary alcohols by a process called hydration, right? Or that is the method which we are going to use is EA. EA stands for electrophilic addition. I'm going to use electrophilic addition for converting. What am I going to use? I'm going to use phosphoric acid and hydrolyze it, H2O, and hydrolyze. Then double bond breaks and it forms primary alcohol. This is fine. Now suppose if I have to convert primary alcohols back to alkenes, how can I do that? I can convert primary alcohols, means I have to remove this water molecule, means dehydrate this. If I remove the water molecule, OH from here and H from here. So for dehydrating, what going to use? You're going to use H2SO4 at what temperature? 180 degrees centigrade, or you can also use Al2O3 at or you can heat it and you will get that, right? So what is this process? This here, basically the process which is happening is capital E. What is capital E, students? It is elimination is happening. So we are going to do elimination here. This is fine? Yes. So this part is over. Now, what can I further convert it into? I have to convert further primary alcohols. Let us take this. What can I do? I can convert primary alcohols further into aldehydes. Okay. So I can convert primary alcohols into aldehydes. So 2 carbons are there. This also is 2 carbons, CHO. Okay. What is the process of converting primary alcohols into aldehydes? It's nothing but you can use, that is your oxidation, isn't it? You're going to add here, see here, you're going to remove one hydrogen, or removal of hydrogen or addition of oxygen. Here just see CH3 is here. I'm removing one hydrogen here, one hydrogen here. Okay, right? So I'm writing oxidation and distilling. You can also write reduction also here, no problem. Right. Now suppose if I want to convert aldehydes back to primary alcohols, what should I do? To convert aldehydes to primary alcohols is simple, isn't it? So what should I do? I have to do reduction, addition process, done, and heat it. You will get it. Done, students? Okay. Now, further what can I do? I can further convert aldehydes to acids. So, you can further convert aldehydes to acids, that is your carboxylic acids. So, how many carbons are there? 2 carbons. So, here you get 2 carbon acid, that is carboxylic acid. Done. Now, here, suppose if you want to convert acid back to aldehyde, what should you do? Here, first of all, aldehyde to acid, what is the procedure? Again, same oxidation process, and you heat it. Done. Suppose if you want to convert acid to aldehyde, reduction process, same thing. Yes, and you heat it. This is fine. See here. Here you are going to remove oxygen and add hydrogen. Simple, isn't it? So removal and add hydrogen. Just taking out oxygen here. Done. This is okay, students? Any doubt? Okay. Now, here one more thing. Suppose, if you're getting confused, oxidation in the forward direction, reduction in the backward direction, you can remember easy. Right. Further, if I have to convert acid further, so I can further convert this acid into one more compound, that is nothing but acid chloride or acid chloride acyl chloride also, no problem. So I'm going to convert acid chloride or acyl chloride. How can I convert acid chloride or acyl chloride? I can use 3 important things, that is thionyl chloride is 1, or you can use PCl3, or you can use PCl5. All the 3 you can use to convert. Suppose if I want to convert acyl chloride back to acid, I want to convert acyl chloride back to acid. So what should I do? I will do a process called hydrolysis. So that is, we call it as HYD, that is hydration, nothing but addition of water. When I add water, I can get back the acid. So what is acyl chloride formula? We have not written here. That is nothing but CH3COCl. Till now this is clear, students. This is simple. Yes, all alkanes to alkenes, alkenes to alcohols, primary alcohols to aldehydes, aldehydes to acids, acids to acyl chlorides. This is over. Now little bit we will proceed. Now here primary alcohols are under oxidation, you get this, that's fine. Suppose if it is secondary alcohol, what happens? Tertiary alcohol, what happens? We'll do. Before going that, we will come back to again alkenes. Just see, let us see what are the different possibilities of alkenes. Let me turn the page and write it for you. Now, what do we have? Basically, we have alkenes. Let us put that alkenes in the center. Okay, alkenes. Right. So, alkenes, from where did I get alkenes? I got it by cracking process from alkenes, correct? Now, just see. We have different conversions here. We will take all the conversions and check. Now, first thing, suppose if I take the alkene and I'm going to introduce cold KMnO4 here, okay, under cold conditions, what is the process happening here? It is nothing but EA. What is EA? EA is nothing but electrophilic addition. So capital EA stands for electrophilic addition. So in electrophilic addition, what product do you get? You're going to break. Now here alkene is what? CH2, double bond CH2. So you're going to break this double bond here. Yeah, and this is an oxidizing agent, so you're going to break this double bond, and the product which we get is CH2, CH2, OH and OH. This is your diol, correct? Both hydroxyl groups are there. This is fine. Further, suppose if I take the same, like, you know, the alkene, the same alkene, and what am I going to do? I'm going to here do addition polymerization. Let us take that. I'm going to perform something called addition polymerization. When I do addition polymerization, as you know, the chain goes on extending, right? So the double bond breaks here, and what is it going to happen? Just see, this double bond breaks and it starts forming a polymer. How does it form? You're going to write, so C, now this double bond broke, C is single bond C, two hydrogens are there, one hydrogen above, one more hydrogen here, and this forms the polymer. This chain continues like this, isn't it? Right, so this is one case. Now, the same alkene, suppose if I am going to do, or if I take or perform a reaction, that is electrophilic addition reaction. What am I going to do? I'm going to take bromine in CCl4. So here the reaction happens in dark. Bromine in CCl4. When you perform this in the dark, bromine in carbon tetrachloride, the product you get is vicinal halides. Vicinal on both the things. You'll be having on both the things, right? Both the carbons. Suppose if you perform, or if you take the same alkene and you are going to take bromine in aqueous solution, means bromine in aqueous solution, and again you are performing which type of reaction? Electrophilic addition only. But here you are going to perform this reaction at room temperature, the normal room temperature. What are you going to get here? Just see, students, here you are going to get two different products. What are the two products? One product would be vicinal halide, but at room temperature you're also going to get, remember, yes, we have seen, isn't it? Addition, Markovnikov addition, anti-Markovnikov addition also, right? This is symmetrical alkene, just say, right? So here this is one option. Now further, if I have to take, what else can I convert? The same alkene, if I take, suppose if I am introducing or HCl and I'm performing electrophilic addition, because double bond is there, it's addition only, correct? What is it going to form? This alkene, the double bond breaks and HCl adds, and you get haloalkenes. Haloalkenes you get. What are haloalkenes? This haloalkene, this is what you get. This is fine, students. Done? Okay. Now, I can, same haloalkane, if I have to convert back to alkene, what can I do? Same haloalkane, if I want to convert back to alkane, simple thing, I'm going to use ethanol, or alcoholic KOH rather. So I'll be using ethanol in the presence of KOH, alcoholic KOH, and heat it. Here what happens? Elimination reaction happens. When elimination reaction happens, HCl goes out and alkene is back to its stage. This is fine. Yes. So one is the addition polymerization, one is the KMnO4, this part. One is formation of dihalide, here formation of two compounds, here the formation of haloalkane, and haloalkane back to it. This is fine. Okay, clear. Yes. Now we've stopped here, isn't it? Now we will take from here. I'll start again. Let me take a fresh page. Now where are we? We are at haloalkanes. Now what did we say? We said haloalkanes, basically what are we going to get? I have two methods to convert now. Here I said basically alkanes are getting converted to alkenes, correct? Alkenes are getting converted to primary alcohols. Now alkenes we have converted into, that is your haloalkane. This is where we have stopped, isn't it? We have stopped in the last page at this point. Now see here, I can convert primary alcohol, as I said, into haloalkanes by which procedure? I said just recently also, I said I can use HCl, or I can use thionyl chloride, I can use PCl3, I can use PCl5 also. Then I can convert primary alcohols to alkyl halides, CH2Cl. This is fine. What is the primary alcohol here? CH3, CH2OH. This is fine, students. I think I have stopped here. Now See here. Again, if I have to convert haloalkanes to primary alcohols, what can I do? I can use a process called nucleophilic substitution reaction. NS stands for nucleophilic substitution. What am I going to use? I'm going to use aqueous sodium hydroxide here. Okay, so when I use aqueous sodium hydroxide and I take this nucleophilic substitution reaction, just see, simple, it gets converted to primary alcohols. This is fine. Okay, now further what can I do? This haloalkane, whatever is there, you know, this one, this part. Further important thing, just see, the same primary alcohol, suppose if I'm using KCN in ethanol, okay, in KCN I'm using in the presence of ethanol. Here what is the type of reaction? It's nothing but nucleophilic substitution reaction. Same thing, if I take the same haloalkane and I'm going to again do nucleophilic substitution only, but this time I'm going to use ammonia and heat it. Now see the products. If it is KCN here, the halide group is replaced, and what do you get? You're going to get CH3CH2CN. Okay, you'll get nitrite. Now if I take the same ammonia, you're going to get amine, CH3CH2NH2. Cyanoethane or ethyl cyanide, or here it is amine, ethylamine. Both are fine? Yes. Now further, suppose if I take this ethylamine, I think it is the image is clear for you all. I'll push this paper a little bit. Okay. Suppose if I take this ethyl cyanide, further if I have to convert, what can I do? I can take the same ethyl cyanide. I'll perform hydrolysis to this. When I perform hydrolysis, which in the presence of dilute HCl I can use, or sulfuric acid, and just warm it, rather heat it. What do you get? The cyanide group is replaced and you will get an acid, CH3CH2COH. Further, if I reduce this, I perform a process called reduction. What product do I get? I get amine, NH2. This is fine. Okay, so here what happened? Hydrogen is added to this carbon, one more hydrogen is added to this. So shall we put here 4, because 4 hydrogens we have added. So we have got an acid and we have got an amine. This is fine, students. Okay, gradually I'm going a little bit move further and further. Right. Now this primary alcohol, this part is over. Now let's see. Suppose to the same primary alcohol, suppose, let us assume here I am introducing sodium metal. What do I get? Sodium metal. When you are adding metal to something, hydrogen gas is evolved, isn't it? So the hydrogen gas, whatever is there in this hydrogen gas comes out as half H2, and what is left? It is C2H5ONA. Sodium ethoxide I get. This is fine with the primary alcohols. Now suppose there is secondary alcohol. Okay, let us assume secondary alcohol is there. Now primary alcohol, I have got this. Now secondary alcohol, what is going to happen? Just see, secondary alcohol, if you take, I think this is clear. Okay, let me check it is coming in the lens or not. Okay, so secondary alcohols, if I take, what is secondary alcohol? CH3OH, means this alcohol is attached to two alkyl, means this carbon is attached to 2 alkyl groups and 1 OH, one functional group, that is secondary alcohol. Right. Now this secondary alcohol, suppose if you are trying, or if it is undergoing oxidation. Yes, students, secondary alcohol is undergoing oxidation. So what happens when it undergoes oxidation? Secondary alcohols, they get converted to ketones, correct, isn't it? So what do they get converted into? Ketones, C double bond O CH3. Okay, this is ketone. Secondary alcohols to acetone or ketone. Done. Now suppose if I take tertiary alcohol, so this part is over. Now I'm going to take tertiary alcohol. So secondary alcohol will give us ketones on oxidation. Tertiary alcohols we will take. What are tertiary alcohols? Where the carbon is attached to 3 alkyl groups, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 and OH. Suppose if you are allowing this to undergo oxidation, okay, will it undergo? Right. Remember, tertiary alcohols will not further undergo oxidation. Remember, no oxidation will happen. Done. Now, what can I do with this acetone? Remember, this acetone further, if you are introducing KCN, okay, you're introducing KCN to this, and little sulfuric acid you're using, acetified. When you're using sulfuric acid, what happens? It's going to form a product called hydroxynitrile. What is the formula? Just see here, same thing I'm writing, CH3. Okay, this carbon is here because this is adding OH, this CH3 is here, and your CN. So OH, CH3, CN. What is the name of this compound? Hydroxynitrile. So that is further ketones are converted into hydroxynitriles. This is fine. This is clear. Okay. Now further ketones, what can I do? Right? If I have to write further ketones, can I do something else? Let's see that also. So I think, okay, little bit I'll take from here. I'm taking ketones and making it, I'll draw it here. Okay. Now see, further ketones I can perform, or use 2,4-DNP, means I can do a this in using elimination addition reaction. What would I do? I can use something called addition and elimination. Both will happen in this. What am I going to use? I'm going to use 2,4-DNP to this and warm it. Okay, 2,4-DNP and warm. When you use 2,4-DNP and warm, what happens? The product formed, this is your acetone, isn't it? Right? Just see here, CH3 is here only, carbon is here, so 2,4-dinitrophenylhydrazine, that phenylhydrazine adds to this carbon. So this is over. 2,4 at the second position, and at the fourth position you are getting this. What is this? This is nothing but an orange precipitate. Orange PPT is formed. This is what? One with KCN you get hydroxynitrile, one with 2,4-DNP you get an orange color precipitate, that is your 2,4-dinitrophenylhydrazone, where you add it to the ketonic group. This is also clear, students. Done. This is over. So primary alcohols, fine. I converted into haloalkanes, I converted into ketones, I converted that into the 2,4-DNP, that is hydrozones also. Now after this is over, our page is full. Let us take this out and come back. Now where did we stop? We have stopped at basically primary alcohols is over. Now let us again rewrite. Now what did we say? We have converted alkanes to alkyl halides, done. We have converted this into alkenes, done. Then we have converted this into your primary alcohols, that is also done. This primary alcohol is again converted to alkyl halide, done. This is fine. Now this alkyl halide is again converted into, as I said, it's converted into nitriles, rather ethyl cyanide. Okay, nitriles it is converted. It is also converted into amines, correct? Then this nitriles are further converted into carboxylic acid. Amines are further converted into, means the nitriles only. Nitriles further are converted into amines on reduction. Same thing, this is converted on reduction into amines. This is where I stopped, correct? Secondary alcohols I said, and tertiary alcohols. Now let us start. Further, primary alcohols, when I say, as I say, we are going to perform oxidation in the forward direction and reduction in the backward direction. This is your distilling part, and this is your heating part. Now what happens? The primary alcohols on oxidation, or if I have to say, means you are basically, I have to take out hydrogen, correct? No. So here primary alcohols on oxidation, that is removal of hydrogen, addition of oxygen, that's fine. Here on distilling, what happens? They're going to get converted to aldehyde. So what aldehyde? It's going to get converted to CHO. Now let us see the reactions of these aldehydes. Okay, students? Yes. So here aldehydes, what happens? When we see aldehydes, when we take the aldehydes further on oxidation, I'm going to do the oxidation process to this, right? And heat it. Okay, oxidation and heat it. Further, again in the reverse direction, what am I going to do? I'm going to do the reduction process and heat it. This is fine. What am I going to get? I'm going to get an acid. Correct? We are going to get acid. So CH3COOH. Now we are going to see the reactions of aldehydes. Be careful, students. Okay. Now I'm going to take this aldehyde and show you the reactions. Now, when I take the aldehydic part, just see, let us put the aldehyde in the center. So the aldehyde which I have taken is CH3CHO. Right. Suppose if you are introducing to this aldehyde, okay, let us put a box for this. Done. Okay. Now to this aldehyde, if I am adding 2,4-DNP, I am adding, what am I going to add? I am going to add 2,4-DNP and warm it. What will happen? It is going to again form the same, just see, just as we did it in the ketones. Earlier ketones had CH3 here, now aldehydes will have carbon, N, NH, NO2, 2,4, dinitrophenylhydrazone. This is fine. What is the color of the precipitate here? Again, the color of the precipitate is an orange PPT. This is also fine. Right? Now, important thing. Here, when we are introducing Tollens reagent and the Fellings reagent, this is what is important in aldehydes, correct? Yes. Now, when I take aldehydes, I am going to introduce Tollens reagent. What is Tollens reagent? It is nothing but ammonical silver nitrate. Okay. So, ammonical silver nitrate is the Tollens reagent which we are taking. The same thing I am introducing Felling solution also to this. Felling solution. What is Felling solution? We have Felling solution A and Felling solution B. Correct? Right? Right. So, here Felling solution is this and here is Tollens reagent. What happens in the Tollens reagent? Here Felling solution, I did one video on the Felling solution A. What is the reaction also? Here I am just writing the products. Please watch the video. Go to the aldehyde playlist and watch their Felling's test and Tollens test. Done. Here you're going to get or silver deposits out. Correct? No? Silver mirror test you get and CH3COO minus is out. Now, when I take or when I add Felling solution and just warm it, first Felling solution A you add, then Felling solution B and warm it. What do you get? You get a red precipitate of copper, red PPT of copper oxide. And see your CH3COO minus, sorry students, yes. So, CH3COO minus is out. This is fine? Okay. Now further aldehyde if I take and if I am performing a nucleophilic addition reaction and I am going to introduce HCN and NaCN at 10 to 20 degrees centigrade, 10 to 20 degrees centigrade, what do I get? I am going to get, see here, cyanohydrin. Remember students, you studied semicarbazide, cyanohydrins, formation of glyoxyl, hemiacetals, remember? Yes. So, this is your cyanohydrins. Further cyanohydrins, just see, if I am going to take the same cyanohydrin, we will see the different reactions. The same cyanohydrin, suppose, let me draw one reaction here, let me draw one more reaction here, let me draw one more reaction here, let me draw one more reaction here, right. So, the same cyanohydrin, is it visible students? Yes, okay. The same cyanohydrin, suppose if I take, just see here, if I am performing hydration and I am introducing dilute HCl and sulfuric acid, what product do I get? See here. Everything is the same, but here you are adding hydrogen, means hydration, water is added. Okay. Now what product you get? CH3, same, CH, COOH and OH. Suppose if you are performing reduction process, one hydrogen is added here, one more hydrogen is added here, CH3, CH, CH2, NH2, OH. This is fine, right? Clear students? Yes. Now, the same thing, like suppose if you take the cyanohydrin part, you have to study the mechanism, how it is added, how nucleophilic addition is added. Please watch that. There's no place here. So here I'll be mentioning the mechanism, how to add, and important thing, the arrow which I've mentioned here, this is for you to just go through addition, same procedure just like this, how you will be adding semi-carbazide, how you will be adding acetyls, how you will be adding methyl ketones. Please watch that. Methyl ketones, it will be very useful, the continuation part of this. This is fine. Okay, now aldehydes is over. Now what did we say? We said aldehydes are further converted into acids. How they are converted? I can convert aldehydes on oxidation and heating into carboxylic acids. That is your CH3COOH acids. Correct, students? Now, acids in the reverse order. Suppose if you take in the reverse order, on reduction, get aldehydes, removal of oxygen, basically. So now we will speak about your acids. What is going to happen to acids? How it is reacting. Students, now where did we stop? We have stopped at carboxylic acids. I have got through oxidation, carboxylic acid. Now let's see. Suppose your carboxylic acid is there, right? That is your CH3COOH, your carboxylic acids. So this is your carboxylic acid. What can I do? Let us see the reactions of this, important reactions. Done. So basically, when you are introducing sodium metal to this, we very well know metal added, what does it form? It's going to release hydrogen and form a salt, COONA. Correct? No? This is fine. So there's a displacement of sodium and hydrogen gas comes out. The same thing if you want to convert back this sodium acetylide back to your acid, you can introduce HCl. If you introduce HCl, NaCl comes out and you get acid back. Done. Now, the same acetic acid, suppose if I'm introducing calcium carbonate. Okay, so I'm using calcium carbonate. Now I'm going to perform this experiment is RT. RT means room temperature. So RT stands for room temperature. So if I'm introducing or performing at room temperature, what happens is carbonate means which gas will come out? Carbon dioxide gas along with water. What happens? There's a cleavage of the bond and it forms calcium acetate, COO minus and calcium plus 2. Right, so 2 acetates and 2 calciums, plus 2 and minus 2, right? Right. So basically it means it's something like this taken twice. Now, suppose the same acid if I take and perform esterification reaction, right? So for esterification, what happens? You're going to use an acid as well as alcohol, CH3CH2OH alcohol. Now what is required? You require sulfuric acid, dehydrating agent. So water is subtracted, water comes out and you will add both and it forms an ester, CH3 COO CH2 CH3. This is an ester, isn't it? Now further this ester if I have to take, just see here, if you are doing hydration and if you are introducing aqueous sodium hydroxide, the same thing, there is a cleavage of the bond here. Na adds here to this and OH adds here. What do I get? I am going to get CH3COONA aqueous and CH3CH2OH. That is your ethanol. Suppose the same ester if I am introducing, again the same hydration process only, and I am introducing dilute H plus ions, a dilute acid rather. The reverse reaction happens. Ester breaks up into acid and alcohol. This is fine. This is the reverse reaction of this one. Right, students? Done? So, next important. Suppose if I am taking the same acid, if I am introducing a base, I'm introducing a base, your OH minus ion, again at room temperature. RT means room temperature. So I'm introducing OH minus ion. What happens? Water molecule comes out. So if I take base means KOH, let us assume KOH. What do you get? CH3, COO minus, K plus, and water is out. So total how many reactions important? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is your acid. Suppose if I'm going to take, now I said no, acid is getting converted to acyl chlorides, the last one. So if I take acyl chlorides, CH3COCl, that is your acyl chlorides, To this acyl chlorides, you are introducing ammonia aqueous. What do you get? See here, CO, this part, the HCl comes out, breaking the bond, and you get CH3CONH2. What is this? This is amide. Correct, students? Now, to this amide, suppose if I am introducing dilute HCl aqueous. Introducing dilute HCl aqueous. Just see here. At this point, oxygen is added because we have taken the aqueous part. So CH3, it gets converted to acid. Now, the same acyl chloride further, again at RT, that is your room temperature, and the condition should be cold, and I'm going to introduce methylamine. I'm going to introduce methylamine to this. Now see, same thing. You're going to write CH3CO, right? Now methylamine gets added to this CH3NH. So what is this? It is amide now. Yes, students. Basically, this got converted into amide. What is this amide? This is called N-substituted amide. This is called N-substituted amide. This is fine. Perfect. So let us check everything, students. I have did all the conversions page wise. I think I'll put all the things for you all. Hope this is clear for you all. If anything, if I've missed out, I think I'll put it in the as a PDF also. I'll try to put it in the PDF. If anything I missed out, please let me know. All the things are here. One final thing I'll tell you. Simple. Alkanes are getting converted to, let us summarize once, alkanes are getting converted to alkenes, alkenes to primary alcohols to aldehydes, aldehydes to acids, acids to acyl chlorides. Correct, students? So basically, important thing, all these conversions or all these reactions have covered everything of your textbook 99.9%. Maybe if I have missed out somewhere, please let me know. You can ask me, I'll tell you. So thank you for watching, students. Stay happy, stay connected. Hope you would have seen yesterday's video, that is your coronavirus video, how it went, how they could come back. So all of you stay safe,